Welcome in Python built-in modules. My name is Mahmoud Ahmad. I'm a Python developer for more than 3 years. I have a knowledge in KV, Pygame, PyQt, Django, network security, and some other stuff. And I also have courses on Udemy, YouTube, and some other websites. In this course, we will talk about Python built-in modules. After learning basics and object-oriented programming, we should learn more about modules. In this course, I'll show you how to treat with 4 main modules. Those modules just to treat with operating system, creating new folders, deleting folders, or treating with directories. Then I'll talk about threading in Python. Then we will talk about date type in Python. And finally, I'll talk about how to treat with images using build module. I hope that this course be helpful for you. In the next video, I'll show you a full detail about our course. Hope you like this video and see you next one.
Welcome. Who is Mahmoud Ahmad? My name is Mahmoud Ahmad. I'm a Python developer for more than 4 years. I have been teaching Python for the last 2 years of my life. I have more than 25,000 students joined in my tutorials till now, and I have recorded more than 1,000 videos on Python programming language. I helped more than 60,000 students on YouTube to learn Python programming language through my tutorials on YouTube in Arabic language, and more than 70,000 students on my Facebook group which I created for my tutorials 2 years ago. I started teaching people some amazing tutorials for Python less than 1 year ago on Udemy, Skillshare, and some other websites. And now I have more than 3,000 students with 130 rating and more than 100 with 5-star rating. I have more than 6 courses on Udemy till now, and I am preparing more than 10 other courses for the coming 5 months. In the next video, I'll talk about our course in details, every section, every lesson, what we are gonna to learn in this course. Hope you like this video and see you next one.
Welcome in Python built-in modules. In this video, I'll show you a full details about our course. In the first part of our course, we'll talk about introduction about the course and course details. Then I'll show you what is a module in Python. Then we will move to OS module. I'll talk about intro about OS module and why we should use it. Then we will talk about input-output introduction, reading text from files or writing into text files. Then we will talk about renaming and deleting files. Then directories in Python, file types and testing files in Python. Then we will move a new module, that's threading. We will talk about threading intro and we will see the new updates in threading module. And we will talk about threading object example. We will see 3 examples. Then we will talk about how we can determine the current thread and how we will see diamond 1 and diamond threads. Then we will talk about date and times modules in Python. In Python there is 3 modules: time module, calendar module, and date time module. We will see some examples of these 3 modules. And finally we will talk about build module to treat with images. We will talk about intro about build module and how we can install it in our Windows machine. Then we will talk about creating a new image using build or open an image from hard disk. Then I'll show how you can invert this image from RGB to L or B. Then I'll show you how you can resize this image using a build or crop a specific space of this image. Then I'll show you how to filter this image using some filters in build module. In the next video, I'll show you what is a module. Hope you like this video and see you next one.
Welcome. In this video, I'll show you how you can study the course. What is the problem? When you study any course on YouTube or on Udemy, Skillshare or any course, you just watch the video and try to apply the code and the video in your editor, whatever this editor is. One by one, video by video, you just watch this video and try to apply this code in your editor, okay? If you study with this way, you have some problem. You do not notice it till now. The first problem, you do not focus what the instructor say. You just look at the code to write it in your idle like it is. This is a big problem. After finishing the course, you got about 100% only from the information in this course. Because this way of studying, you just focus on how the code is just to write it in your editor. This is a bad way for learning programming. You have to practice, but first you have to understand what you are writing. You have to listen first to understand what is I'm trying to teach you, what I'm trying to explain in detail. Then you have to write this code. I'll give you a good way, a very good way to learn programming or to study programming in your home. Let's see. The way is the two or the second time. Okay? The second time way I use it for more than 3 years. It is a very powerful way for studying, but it takes more time from you. Let's show you what is this. First, watch all course videos and do not apply anything. Do not open idle or editor. Just watch all videos from the first one to the end of the course. Okay? Don't apply anything. Just watch all videos. Okay? After finishing watching the course to the end, start watching the course from the first again. But watch, listen, and apply everything. The first time, all what I want you to do is just try to listening. What I'll explain, what I am trying to teach you in details. Listen to every word I say, okay? After finishing the course the first time, you will understand what I am trying to teach you or to explain in details. When you watch the course the second time, just watching, listening, and apply, this will confirm the information in your mind. After this, you will get more than 90% from information I say in the course, and you will notice that information after finishing the course. When you try to apply anything, you will remember every word or every information I said in this course in detail. Okay? Try this way. If you like it or you get a good result after using it, use it in all courses. Okay? If you have a good way for studying for yourself, okay, share it with me. Maybe it is a good for other students. In the next video, I'll talk about Udemy review and rating in details. Hope you like this video and see you next one. Welcome. In this video, I'll talk about Udemy review and rating in details. Udemy has updated its website for more than 10 months. After watching about 5 or 6 videos from the course, you will notice that Udemy prompted you to put your feedback or your rating. Like this photo here, this is rating and this is your feedback. But till now we did not start our course. We're just talking about the course in details, how you can study the course, why you should take this course, and what we are going to learn in the course. So I want you just to give the course 5 stars. After finishing the course, if you have any problem in the course, just tell me and I'll help you. If you see that there is something missed in the course, tell me, send them a message, leave a comment or anything, or ask a question about anything missed in the course. If there is anything missed to make this course a 5 stars for you, just tell me and I'll record it and upload it for you. I created this course just for helping you, and if you see this anything can help or can make this course more better, just tell me and I'll record this video. Hope this course will be a 5-star for you. Waiting you, just share your feedback and rating with me to know if there is any problem or anything to be solved at first. Waiting your feedback or rating, and if there is any updates, just tell me and I'll record it and upload it. See you next one. In the next video, we are going to move to our course and start our course in details. Hope you like this video and see you the next one.
What is a module in Python? A module is a file consisting of a Python code. It is used to grouping related code into a module, makes the code easier to understand and use. A module can define functions, classes, variables. A module can also include runnable code. How Python locate modules? When you import a module, the Python interpreter searches for module in the following sequence. First, the Python interpreter searches in the current directory. Then, if the module isn't found, Python will search each directory in the shell variable Python path. And if the module isn't found, Python checks the default path. On Unix, the default path is user local lib Python, and in Windows it is C Python side packages. How we can import modules? There is 3 ways to import modules in Python. First, import keyword plus module name, like import time, import socket, import tk-enter. Then the second way is from module name import something, like from time import sleep, from OS import get tire, like this. And the third way, from module name import asterisk, just to import everything in this module. If we write from OS import asterisk, then we now can treat with all functions and the classes in this module. In the next video, I'll talk about OS module intro, and in next videos we will talk about OS module and details. Hope you like this video and see you next one. Welcome in Python built-in modules. In this video, I'll talk about OS module. First, OS module is a Python module needs to be imported. How? If we open our Python shell, to use OS we must import it like import OS, like this, or another way, from OS import asterisk, or from OS import but, like this. In the first line we import OS when we want to use any method in OS module. We must type OS dot this method. In the second way we import everything in OS. Now we can treat with any method or function in OS module. In the third way we import only path from OS. Now we can treat with path only. This module OS contains all the methods deal with file names, paths and directories. All functions in this module raise OS error in this case of invalid or inaccessible file names and paths. In the next video I'll talk about input-output introduction before talking about OS module and details. Hope you like this video and see you next one. Welcome in Python built-in modules. In this video, I will talk about input-output introduction. First, how we can print anything on the screen. Let's open our Python shell and let's print something on the screen. The simplest way to print output using The simplest way to print output on the screen using print method. Let's open our shell again and use it. Print, open this and write here any string you want, like welcome in Python built-in modules. Now if I hit enter, we will see here welcome in Python built-in modules. In Python 3 we must write this, but in Python 2 there is no this. You can type print and this parentheses here and type your string. This is just to print anything on the screen. What if you want to take an input from the user? You can use the input method just to take any data from the user. Let's open our Python shell and let's try it right now. X equal to input, then we will type here in string just to be shown to the user. Enter your name like this. Now if I hit enter, we will see that Python do not complete interpreting unless I do not write anything. Now I must write any letters or hit enter like this just to finish interpreting. In the next video I will talk about reading text files, reading text from a text files and relating with this text. Hope you like this video and see you. Welcome in Python built-in modules. In this video I will talk about reading with text files. Let's start. The open function. Before you can read or write a file, you have to open it using Python built-in open function. This function creates a file object which would be utilized to call other support methods associated with it. Access mode. When you want to open a file, you must give it the access mode. Why you open this file? Reading, writing, or something else. We can use the R letter for open a file only for reading, or R plus open a file for both reading and writing. And we can use W letter just for open file for writing only, and W plus just for open file for both reading and writing. And we can use A for appending and A plus for both appending and reading. There is some file object attributes. Once a file is opened and you have one file object, you can get various information related to this file. Here is a list of all attributes related to a file. File.closed, return true if file is closed or false otherwise. File.mode, return access mode with which file was opened. File.name, return a file name. Let's see an example. In this example, I make a file object which will use open method to open a file called 1.txt using WP access mode. And here I'll print the name of the file using file.name, and is file closed or not, file.closed, and I'll print opening mode using file.mode. This is our output. Name of the file 1.txt, closed or not, false because it's not closed. Opening mode WP. Let's try this in our code. First, let's open desktop and let's create new text here. One here. I'll call it WL. Let's open this text and let's write welcome in Python built-in modules, and let's save this text file with name of WL. Now let's open our Python shell here and let's open new file here. Let's write our code. File object equal to open method to open our file wl.txt using wb access mode. Then I'll use print method to print the name of the file, name of the file equal to and file.name. Then we will check is our file closed or not. Closed or not. File dot closed, and we will check the way it's opened. Print open mode using file.mode. Let's save our script. Let's save our script using Ctrl S from keyboard or from file, choose save, go to the desktop and save it like 1. Let's change this name to 01. Now let's run our code here. Run module. This is our output. Name of our file is wl.txt. Closed or not? False, because it's not closed. Open mode equal to wb. In the next video, I'll talk about reading text files in details. Hope you like this video and see you next one. Welcome on Python built-in modules. In this video, I'll talk about reading text files. Let's start. The read method reads a string from an open file. It's important to note that Python strings can have binary data and not just text. Here, we make a file object, and in this object we use the open method to open a file called to.txt using r plus access mode. Then we use the read method to read just 10 bits of this text. Let's try this. First, on our desktop there is a file here from the last lesson which contain welcome in Python desktop Python built-in modules. This file is being used using another WL2 like this. Now let's open our Python shell. Let's remove this code here. Now let's create a file object which will use open method to open the file on the desktop, which its name is WL2, using r plus method. Here the words in the text will be in file.read and give it the number you want, 5. Then let's print words and let's close this file. Close. Let's save and run this here. File not found error, no such file or directory, WL. We forgot to type txt. Run again. Well, we just take 5 bits from our words. Let's change it to 10 and let's run our code again. We can see welcome in, and we can just to and let's welcome in Python build. And if we remove this and type like this, we can see the final output, welcome in Python built-in modules. Okay, here we use just read method to read some bits from our string. File position. The tell method tells you the current position within the file, which means in the next read or write will occur at the many bits from the beginning of this file. Let's see the code. Here I create a file object and then open a file to.txt using r plus method. In words, I read only 10 bits and I print them. Then I change our position. I print our position here, position.tell. Let's try this. Let's open our code here. Here we've opened a file wl2.txt using r plus method. Then we read only this number of bits and we print these words here. Then we close our file. For closing our file, let's see our position file.tell here, and let's print the position. Now let's save this and let's run our code again. As we can see, welcome in Python built-in modules. Here when he stop on modules here, this is 36-bit. In the next video, I'll talk about writing into text files. Hope you like this video and see you next one. Welcome in Python built-in modules. In this video, I'll talk about writing text into files. You can use the write method to write any string in a text. If this file does not exist, Python will create a new file with the name you typed here. Let's look at this example. Here I use the open method to create a file 3.txt using w access mode. And remember, if there is no file, Python will create a new one. Then I write this string. Python is amazing programming language in this file 3.txt. Then I close this file. Let's try this with our Python interpreter. Here our shell. Let's type file equal to open and give it the name of your file 4.txt and give it the access mode w. Let's write something in this file here. Welcome in Python built-in modules. Here let's close this file.close. Let's save this on my hard disk here with the name of 3. Now let's run our code from module. As we can see here, the prompt appear. Let's open this file using Notepad. This is Notepad file. Open. Move down here for open. As we can see, welcome in Python built-in modules. That string we type here. What if we want to add some text in the end of our file? We can use access mode to append a text in the end of our file. In this example, I use open here to create a file 3.txt using permission to add this string. Python is amazing programming language in our file, and then I close it. Let's try this in our code. Here I'll remove this and type A to append access mode, and I'll remove this and type here with Mahmoud Ahmed. Here let's save this and let's run our script again. As we can see here, the prompt appear. Let's open Notepad again and let's open this file again. As we can see with Mahmoud Ahmed. Okay, let's review what we have done through this video. We use the access mode and write method to write any string in a file. If this file does not exist, Python will create a new one. And we can use access mode to add this text in the end of our file. In the next video, I'll talk about renaming and deleting files in Python using OS module. Hope you like this video and see you next one. Welcome in Python built-in modules. In this video, I'll talk about renaming and deleting files in Python. The rename method takes two arguments, the current file name and the new file name. If you want to rename any file on your operating system, thus you can use os.rename method and give it current file name and the new file name to rename this file. If we can see in this example, import OS, you must import OS module first before using rename method. Then type os.rename, the name of the file, the current name and the new name. Let's try this in Python code. Let's open our shell and let's open a notepad here. If we look at this notepad, we can open a file here, 3.txt. If we open this here, this is the text in file. Let's change the name of this file. Import os at first, then here os.rename, the current file name 3.txt and the new file name welcome.txt here. Let's save this file and let's run our code here. This is the output here. Let's open this file again here, file, open. As we can see here, there is nothing with the name of 3, only 4 and welcome. If we open welcome, the same text here. Okay. The remove method. You can use the remove method to delete a file by supplying the name of a file to be deleted as argument. You can use os.remove, give it an argument as a file name to remove this file. As we can see, let's look at this example. If you want to delete done2.txt, just you first import os, then use the remove method to delete this file, os.remove. Let's try this in our Python code. Here I'll use remove method to remove the file welcome.txt. Here, let's save our code and let's run it. Okay, let's open our notepad and let's open welcome text. If we look here, there is no text here. Move down, no text except 4. The welcome text has been deleted. Let's review what I have done through this video. First, I tell you, if you want to rename any file on your Windows machine or Linux on your OS, you can use os.rename and give it the current file name and the new file name. And this is our example. This will change welcome.txt to done.txt. And you can use remove method to remove a file on your desktop using os.remove and give it the name of the file. And this is os.remove done2.txt will remove done2.txt. In the next video, I'll talk about directories in Python. Hope you like this video and see you next. Welcome in Python built-in modules. In this video, I'll talk about directories in Python code. Let's start. The mkdir method. You can use mkdir method of the OS module to create directories in the current directory. You need to supply an argument, the name of the new dir. Here, if we look at the syntax of mkdir, you can see os.mkdir and give it the name of the new dir. Let's see an example. If you need to create mkdir welcome, you can import first os, then type os.mkdir welcome. Let's try this. If we open our Python code here, let's first import os module, then os.mkdir, give it the name Python built-in. Let's save this. Let's run our code. You can see here. Let's open. Here. If we move down here, we can see a new folder with the name of Python built-in, as we type here, Python built-in. Let's talk about checkdir method. The checkdir method, you can use the checkdir method to change your current directory to this new directory. The checkdir method takes one argument from you, the name of the new dir. Let's look at this example. Here, first we import our OS, then we type os.checkdir change directory to welcome. This will change our directory from the current directory to the new directory welcome. Let's type this in our Python shell here. Here, if I type os.change dir to Python and save this, let's run our code. Now we change our directory. From Python built-in modules to Python. We can create with any files in this folder right now. The get current working directory method. To get this get method, display the current working directory. If we look at here, os.getCwd, this shortcut for current working directory. Here, if we look at here, we first import our OS, then we type os.changedir welcome and print os.get current working directory. This print this path. Let's try this in our Python code. Here, let's import print os.get current working directory. Here, let's save this and let's run our code. We can see here e/python, this folder right here, e/python. The remove directory method. The rmdir method deletes the directory which is passed as argument in this method. If you want to remove any dir, you can type only os.rmdir and give it the name of the dir. Remember that removing a directory, all the content in this directory should be removed. Let's look at this example. First, I import os, then I import time. I create an mkdir welcome to, and this app will stop 3 seconds and will remove this dir. Let's type this script here. Let's open our Python shell here. This. Let's remove this and let's import time. Here, let's create a folder mkdir, give it the name of welcome to and let's time.sleep 3 seconds. Let's make it 5 and let's .rmdir to remove this dir
let's take this name here, copy, and paste it here, and let's sleep here. Seconds. Let's save this and let's run. Valid syntax. Okay. Let's save this. Let's run our script. Let's open this here. As we can see, there is a folder here, welcome to, and now this folder has been deleted using this code, and the prompt finished. This is mkdir will create a dir with name of welcome to and os.remove dir will remove this dir. Let's review what I have done through this video. First, I show you the mkdir. This method creates a new directory in your path, and I show you the change dir method, which will change this directory to any directory else. Then I show you get current working directory, which will print the current working directory you are using. And the last one, the remove dir, which will remove this dir from your machine. And this was final example. In the next video, I'll talk about file types in Python. Hope you like this video and see you next one. Welcome in Python built-in modules. In this video, I'll talk about file types in Python. os.path contains some methods which enable us to know more information about a file, like access mode, modified time, change time, and size. Let's see an example to clear everything. Here we import os.path at first, then we import time. Then we print our underscore file and we import access time using time.c time os.path.getTime of file, and here we print modified time time.c time os.path.getTime of file, and change time time.c time.os.path.getCtime of file, and the size os.path.getSize of file here. This will give us information about the file which we are working on. Let's try this. Let's write our code. Here I'll type import os.path, then we will import time. Here I'll print file, which will give us the path of our file here using underscore file underscore. Then we will print access time here. Do not forget to type single quote here using time.c time os.path. Let's move this here. Get time of file here, and we can print modified time here using time.c time os.path.getCtime of our file. Here, and we can print change time
here to time.ctime os.path.get. Sorry, this is mtime and this ctime of our file. Now let's print the size here using os.path.get size of our file. Now let's save our code and let's run this code here. There is an error, module object has no attribute get time. Let's see this error here. This a letter here. Let's run this again. This is our final output. Let's open this code here. As we can see, first we import our file here e3.py. Then we print access time Monday, March, and the date and the time here. Then we import modified time here, and we import change time here, this final one, and we import the size of our file using here size here. Let's review what we have done. At first, I tell you that in os.path module there is a lot of methods which enable us to know more information about our file, like access mode, modified time, change time, and size. And then we write this code here just to know more information about our file which we write code in. In the next video, I'll talk about testing files in Python code. Hope you like this video and see you next one. Welcome in Python built-in modules. In this video, I'll talk about testing files in Python. When a program enters a path name, it often needs to know whether this path refers to a file, directory, symlink, and whether this path exists or not. os.path includes functions and methods for testing all these conditions. Let's see them. Here in this example, first I import os.path. Then I give this file name the name of our file, os.path.tar name, this file which you are working with. Here we make a loop to see if this file is a file or an absolute path, or this is a file, a directory, or a link, or a mount point, or this file exists or not, or this is a link exists or this or not exist. Let's try this in our Python shell. Here, our Python shell. First, we need to import os.path. Then here, we make a variable file names equal to file and os.path.dir name of file. Sorry. Let's open it again. And here our slash directory. This will search all the file names in this slash directory. and this will see if there is any broken links. Let's make this bigger. Let's make a loop here. This loop will loop in this file names here to see is this file, to print first the name of the file. For every file in this bus, this loop will be work to print all this information about every file. Here file, then we'll print absolute for os.path dot sab s of our file, and here we'll print as a file os.path.isFile method to check is this file or not, and here I'll print as dir to see if this is directory or not using os.path.isdir of file, and I'll print as link here using os.path.isLink of file, and we will print if this path is mounted or not here using os.path.isMount of our file, and we will print if this path exists or not using os.path.exists of our file, and finally we will see is this path a link or not using os.path.link exists list of file. As we can see here, I type all methods which we can get. Let's run our code here. This is the final output. There is an error. It has no attribute path. Line 10. Here. Save this again. Let's move up to see what happened. The first is 3.py absolute true, as a file true, as a dir false because it is not a directory, it's a file. It's a link false because it's link, mount point false, exist true because this file is exist, link exist is true. File slash is absolute true, is a file false, it's a directory true, it's because it's a directory. Let's try something here. After doing this we will print a line. Print here, I'll print this line here. Let's run this again.
as we can see. As you can see, it's thread by, then this slash true, false, true, false, exists true. As we can see, all fields in this broken link is there is no. Let's review what we have done. I told you that there is something with in os.bus, a lot of functions which you can use to know more information about this file. Is this directory a file? Is this exist or not? And we see this example, we make a loop to tell us all this information about this bus slash here, and we tried it. In the next video, we will move into a new part of our course. We will talk about threading module and details. Hope this part be helpful for you, and wait the next video. See you next video. Welcome on Python built-in modules. In this new part of our course, I'll talk about threading modules in details. Before talking about threading, let's talk about process and thread. What is a process and what is a thread? Python includes sophisticated tools for managing concurrent operations using processes and threads. Simple programs can be made to run faster by applying techniques for running parts of the job concurrently using these modules. What is a process? A process is an executing instance of a program. A process is always stored in the main memory, also termed as the primary memory or random access memory, RAM. A process is treated as an active entity. It is disappeared if the machine is rebooted. Several processes may be associated with a same program. Example, executing multiple instances of the calculator program. Each of the instances are termed as a process. Okay, what is a thread? A thread is a subset of the process. It is termed as lightweight process, since it is similar to real process but executes within the context of a process and it shares the same resource. A process has only one thread of control, one set of machine instructions executing at a time. A process may also be made up of multiple threads of execution that execute instructions concurrently. All the threads running within a process share the same address space, file descriptors, stack, and other process-related attributes. In the next video, I'll talk about threading module and details in Python. Hope you like this video and see you next one. Welcome on Python built-in modules. In this video, I'll talk about threading module in Python. The newer threading module included with Python 2.4 provide much more powerful high-level support for threads than the thread module. The threading module exposes all the methods of the thread module and provides some additional methods. The threading module has the thread class that implement threading. Let's talk about thread class. The methods provided by the thread class are as follows. Run. The run method is the entry point of a thread. Start. The start method starts a thread by calling the run method. Join, which take a time as a parameter. The join waits for a thread to terminate. As a live method, check whether a thread is still executing. Get name. The getName method returns the name of a thread. SetName. The SetName method sets a name of the thread. In the next video, I'll talk about thread object in Python. Hope you like this video and see you next one. Welcome on Python built-in modules. In this video, I'll talk about thread object in Python. How to use thread? The simplest way to use a thread is to instantiate it with a target function and call start method to let it begin working. Let's see an example. Here in this example, at first we import our module, import threading. Then we define our function, myThread function, which will print myThread started and /n. Then we create an empty list threads, and we create here a loop for I in range 5 to create 5 threads. Every thread T will start using this target function, myThread function, and we will append this thread to our threads, and we will start this thread. Let's try this example. Let's open our Python shell. Let's write our code. First, let's import our module, import threading. Then here, let's define our function, myThread function. This function will print my thread started, then /n, and will return nothing. Then let's create an empty list which will hold all the threads. Let's create a loop for I in range 5, to create 5 threads. Here, every thread equal to threading, our module name here, threading dot thread. Make sure that you type the letter in capital, thread, and let's give it a target function, target equal to this name, my function. Copy, paste, and here let's add this thread to our threads list T, and let's start our thread T.start. Let's save this. Let's run our app here to see what will happen. If we look at here, we can see my thread started, my thread started, my thread started, my thread started, my thread started 5 times. Let's review what I have done. First, I import our threading module here. Then I define my function, my thread function, which will print my thread start. Then I create an empty list threads which will hold all our threads. Then I create a loop which will generate 5 threads. Every thread will take a target function, and we will append this thread to our threads list, and we will start this thread. In the next video, I'll talk about another example of our threading module. Hope you like this video, and see you next one. Welcome on Python built-in modules. In this video, I'll talk about another example of thread object. Let's start. This is our example. At first, I import threading, then I import I. Then I create a function with the name of loop 10 times. This will repeat this action 10 times. And in this function, I'll create a loop for I in range 1 and 11. I'll sleep only 1 second, then I'll print all. Then I start this function using this thread, threading.thread, and I give it a target function loop 10 times and start it using start method. Let's try this in our Python shell. Here. First, let's remove this code. Now let's import time. Import time. Here, let's create our function loop 10 times. Here, let's create our loop for I in range 1 and 11. I type here 1 and 11 just to create 10 threads. Time.sleep 1 second and print I. Let's start our threading dot thread. Make sure that we type this T letter in capital and give it a target function. Target equal to loop 10 times and start it using start method. Let's save this and let's run our code. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Let's review our code. Here, first we import our threading module, then we import our time module. Then we create a function. This function will create a loop from 1 to 11 just to create 10 number, and we make our add sleep 1 second, then print the all. Then here we start our threading dot thread and give it this function as a target function and start it. And this is our final output. In the next video, I will show you another example of our thread object. Hope you like this video and see you next one.